Hello, friends, and welcome. Nice to see you on this Thursday night. Let me just get everything set up here. Hopefully, guys, you can see me and hear me. All right, I think we are live. Oh, I can hear something. All right, we're good? I think we're good. Hello, friends. Welcome. I am Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live stream for Wednesday night, December the 15th. I'm in a good mood for many reasons. I'll get to that in a second, but first and foremost, welcome to all of you that are coming in, streaming in to the stream. No pun intended. Actually, the pun was completely intended, and I'm thankful that you guys are here. Shout out to my moderators in advance. Thank you in advance. We'll see how busy you are today. Thank you. But I appreciate you. And as I always say, if it's racist, sexist, homophobic, ableist, or in another language, delete it. If you're not sure or if someone's having fun, just leave it. We're big people here. We can handle it. But I appreciate you guys in advance. Thanks to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. You can sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Whoops, I just realized that it's not even on the screen. I should probably fix that. There, that's better. And then you can use that link where it says performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay. And actually tomorrow I'll be releasing a full 10-minute interview that I did with Coach Patrick, which I am happy to share with everyone. And thank you. I won't say the name out loud, but thank you for the subscription, Big 1964. I appreciate you subscribing. So Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. You can sign up now for a free 7-day trial using that link, performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay. Want to thank Van City Experts Real Estate Group, Jason Lim and his team. Contact them for all of your real estate needs. And we know how good that Jason has been to me and to people on this channel. So thank you to Jason. Not sure if he's coming tonight, but we will see. We got Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork that you see on the side. Oh, I don't know if you can see this one. With my Sedin's bobbleheads that I have there. So thank you to Gassy Jack Art and to Monkey 9, my eternal sponsor. Also, I want to give a hello to Legend members, legendary Lucas Gates and legendary Andrew Chang. Yes, they did upgrade on the first day that they were able to do so. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what it was, Big 1964. It just looks bad. So if it's a good word, then that's fine. I'm a very sheltered boy. So thank you to legendary Lucas Gates and thank you to legendary Andrew Chang. To hero members, nucksfan number 29 and Just Incredible, and to Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Carol Bovenlander, and Hsmfangirl Gaming, plus another 10 franchise members and another 33 all-star members. So all told, I think we have about 55 members, which is pretty cool. So thank you for being a part of the CCC crew. I appreciate you, and I don't take you for granted. And anyone else wants to become a member of the CCC crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. And finally, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond in Lower Mainland, in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. Thank you for being here. I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for bed, getting ready for school, getting ready for work. But the fact that you are here, I appreciate you. And I certainly do not take you for granted. And thanks to everyone who's new here. I appreciate you being here. I do this twice a week, Sundays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Going forward in the new year, starting in 2022, I'll be adding a late night Friday night stream as well. No Canucks games to talk about tonight, but certainly lots to talk about with the Vancouver Canucks. And I guess the other thing I wanted to say too is I'm in a good mood because I'm off work for the next 2 weeks now. Today was my last day. Although, no, truth be told, I do have to go back to work for 1 day next week, and that is 1 day next week, which isn't the end of the world, and just on the Wednesday. But aside from that, I am indeed off for 2 weeks, so I'm very excited to have that time to be with family. I'm not studying either, which is nice, so really just hang out with family, exercising, and also doing some work on this YouTube channel. So I'm very excited for that, and that's why I'm in a good mood. So I don't know if I'm going to go super late tonight, though. I want to honor the family time as well. Okay, friends. So as we get started, why don't you like this video? Like the fact that we're together. Like the fact that the Canucks have won 5 straight. Like the fact that they're only 2 games under 500. So I just want to say a couple things. I won't recap last night's game. I've done that a couple times already. I want to talk about basically the 2 big news of the day, and then talk a bit about playoffs and what it means to make the playoffs. And then I will turn it over to all of you. I'll turn it over to all of you, and then we can so within. Yeah, hopefully by the 10-minute mark, I'm already answering all of your questions. So let's start. The first big news of the day is that the Vancouver Canucks hired an assistant general manager. So I'm going to pull this up real quick, and we'll just kind of read it together for a couple minutes. Okay, I guess I got to shrink. So we see it on the screen right now. Derek Clancy, assistant general manager. And it says, Jim Rutherford says, we are building a front office with people with a variety of backgrounds. Derek has an excellent experience and played an important role in 3 Stanley Cup winning teams. He'll be a key member of our leadership team as we create a progressive, collaborative hockey operations group that can support our team and players at all levels. Clancy is 52, joins the Canucks after working most of his career with the Penguins between 2007 and 2021. As assistant GM, he will work closely with Rutherford and will oversee the Canucks' professional and amateur scouting drafts. So, and then he was not only assistant GM with Pittsburgh, but he was also director of player personnel. And then he also was a pro scout for the Calgary Flames. So that is Derek Clancy. So that's exciting. The fact that the Canucks are indeed hired at least one assistant general manager. I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Second thing is COVID. And last night we knew that Juho Lammikko and Luke Schenn were placed under NHL COVID protocol. Then Brad Hunt didn't come out for the pregame skate. And then Tucker Poolman was pulled after 1 period of play, which is pretty crazy. So the Canucks are down 4 players now. Then there are, a bunch of people, and people who generally are pretty good, like Rick Dollywall and Irfan Ghaffar were tweeting out that there might be 4, 5, 6 more people, not just players. But it turns out to be only one, and that's Jason King, actually, assistant coach. So Jason King did not fly with the team to San Jose, but thankfully the rest of the team flew to San Jose. And we just hope and pray that none of them contract COVID while they're in San Jose, because then they'll be able to fly back and be home here for the next little bit. I just realized that they do San Jose, and then they come back for Toronto and Arizona. And then it's weird. They go back to San Jose again before they finish off with Anaheim. So hope for a quick recovery for Lammikko, Schenn, Hunt, and Poolman, and now Jason King. And then I guess the last thing I want to talk about, before I get into the talk about playoffs, is thank you for your support with all the kind of new things I'm doing. I talked about the card shop on Sunday night. I'm actually doing that meet and greet. I'm actually going to go meet them on Friday, so I'm excited to learn more about that. We've launched our Cameo. We actually have a few Cameo requests. Marie and I have a couple of Cameo requests that we have to fulfill, so that's exciting, raising money for a great cause. And also, as I announced on Sunday, the new Legend tier, and already both Lucas and Andrew have upgraded to that. So I thank them for that as well. Okay, last thing. Gonna talk about playoffs. I spent a whole vlog talking about it, so I'll explain it in 1 minute right now, and I'll get to all of you. Canucks are 13, 15, and 2. That is 28 points in 30 games. They need to get to 94 points, let's say, to make the playoffs. So they have to hit 68 points. No, sorry. They're at 28. So they got to hit 66 points in the remaining 50 games. 66 points in the remaining 50 games. To get that 66, I peg them going as 31, 17, and 4. So 31, 17, and 4. That gives them, that's their 52 games, and that gets them 66 points. 31, 17, and 4. The key is 31 and 17. That means that's 14 games over 500. And that makes sense because right now they are 2 games under 500. So if they're 2 games under 500, I'm saying that they got to get to, they have to go 14 over 500 for the rest of the way. That means they have to finish 12 games over 500 for the year. And that makes sense because 12 points plus 82 is 94 points. I think some people think, well, when you win, that's 2 points, so you're way over 500. No, technically 500 means you're supposed to get a point every single game. So if there's 82 games, 82 points will be 500 hockey. We want them to get 94 points. 94 subtract 82 is 12 games over 500. And right now they are 2 games under, so 12 plus 2. They have to go 14 games over 500 for the rest of the season. And that's kind of what I've vlogged about today. However, we have 8 more games left in December. If the Canucks go 5-3 over those 8 games, now they're at 500 by the end of December, which is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about it because before they won 6 out of 7, they were basically had 7 wins in 23 games, and now they have 13 wins in 30 games, which is pretty amazing. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Lucas. Thank you. Legendary Lucas Gates in the house. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the super chat, Lucas. So picture this. Canucks go 5-3. They're at 500 at the end of December. They basically got to get to 12 over 500 by the end of the year. So they got to go 3 games over 500 for each of the 4 months, January, February, March, and April. So that's kind of what's in front of them. So yes, they've made awesome ground in the past 2 weeks, but they still have a long, long way to go. And that's kind of what I've vlogged about earlier today. So yes, I know that was a lot of math. I tried to explain it as best I can, but let's go to your questions now for the next 30 to 35 minutes. Let's go Canucks and hockey questions. Nice to see everyone in here. Fangirl, hi Clay. Do you think the Canucks got lucky with no positive COVID tests from players today? I do, but when you look at the guys that got it, Lamico, Shen, Hunt, and Pullman, those are all guys that did not play for the Canucks last season. So that means likely these guys, I don't know for sure, but likely a lot of these guys haven't had COVID before because the entire team got it last year, basically. So I think they're lucky, but I'm not surprised either. We'll be more surprised once it's a guy who's had COVID already is on the COVID list. So I'm glad though. I'm glad. Did you get the location of Bruce and Clark? There it is. Very good, Seek. Bruce and Clark, there it is. I hope so, because I'm supposed to be there at 11 a.m. on Friday this week to check it out. But yeah, I can't wait to check it out and then share some more, share with you guys what it's going to be like. Yes, but thanks to both Lucas and Andrew for upgrading. Both legends are here in the house because, of course, they got to get their money's worth, right? Late night Pepsi, yes. I should be drinking water right now, but I did have a Coke with my dinner tonight, a late dinner, and I still have a bit of it. Good eyes, wow. Do you see Louis Elite snipe against? No, I didn't. I'll have to look that up, Seek. But I'm sure it was great. If you said it's great. Have the Canucks left to San Jose? Yes, Brian, they flew out tonight. Jaskran, did you hear the "We Want Demko" chant at the end of the first period yesterday? No, I didn't hear it because I was bowling last night, as I usually do on Tuesday nights, and we had the game on, but we didn't have sound on. But I did read that there was a "We Want Demko," so I know Halak didn't have the best first period, but I was sure glad that he won his first game as a Vancouver Canuck, and I'm glad that the Canucks skaters actually scored some goals for him. No, Bruce and Clark, there it is not in Fort St. John. Sorry. Lucas, is possibility of capacity restrictions? Yeah, potentially. I personally think it's pretty overdone. Look, I'm working in a vaccine clinic and people are going in nowadays. No, that's true. I'm with you, Lucas, and I'm glad that your place is a place where you can get the boosters. Fangirl, thank you for the $2.70. Thank you for the donation, the $2.79 donation. I appreciate you, Fangirl, as always. That's a cool little chair there. Andrew, yeah, I didn't have any Pepsi in the house, so we just had a bit of Coke left. Yes. You guys know me well, don't you? Derek, hey Clay, do you think Rogers Arena will be mandated to have capacity reduced like Toronto and Ottawa? Well, not just because it's Rogers Arena. It'll happen if BC moves to that. They were talking like they don't want to move to restrictions yet, but time will tell. I just think, you guys know I work for the church as well, the Catholic Church. We're anticipating more restrictions when it comes to worship as well. Hello, Shannon. Nice to see you. Fillmore might go to the game tomorrow. Oh, you should. You should. Gary, hey Clay, did you know Bruce's first goal as a player was against Rutherford? I did not know that. That is kind of cool. I did not know that. Thanks again, Fangirl. Alfred, hey Clay, big win last night. Alfred, were you at the game? That's awesome, man. Jeremy, what do you think of Derek Clancy? I honestly don't know a lot about him, but it's not surprising that Rutherford wants to bring in guys that he's comfortable with. So I do got to learn more about him for sure, but I can't make too much of a comment yet, Jeremy. Christopher, how surprised were you that the Canucks came back? I was shocked after the first, contemplating not watching the game anymore. I heard that from a lot of people. They either turned it off when it was 3-0 or they stopped paying attention. I will say I was surprised that the Canucks came back all the way. I was hoping they'd make a game of it for sure. But I would also say I don't think a Travis Green team makes that comeback last night. Sad to say, but I don't see anything from the Canucks in the first 22 games of the season that would suggest that they would have been able to come back on a night like last night. Brian, Elliot Freeman said they were waiting. Yeah, they were waiting. They were waiting until 6th, and then I think they flew out. Will NHL boycott the Olympics? Yeah, I think as we hear of more and more players going into COVID protocol, and as Omicron continues to take hold of the world, I'm not sure if the Olympics are going to be a thing for the NHL, which is too bad. Seek with Pullman out, I assume the Canucks would have to call up one more defenseman since we currently only have 5 on the roster. Any word on that? My guess would be Bowie or Bones. Yeah, I thought Rathbone might be hurt though, so it might be Bowie. But then if Shen, Hunt, and Pullman are all out along with Hamonic, you're right. That only leaves you with OEL, Myers, Burrows, Juleson, and Ekman Larson. So yeah, you need at least one, if not 2 more up, which is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy we lost 3 defensemen on one day. Jasker, and Rogers Arena was a blast in that third period. Were you there? It looked like it, for sure. For sure. Kyle, did you see the upset Ottawa did the other night, 8-2? No, I did not. 8-2 is very weird, for sure. Thoughts on the Canucks' new goal horn or song? Kind of has a U2 elevation touch to it. Yeah, it's the old Don't You Forget About Me, the old song. It's a very old song from when I was growing up. It's fine. It's catchy. It's got to be catchy. That's the whole point of a goal song, I guess. Rathbone was injured early in the week. I don't know if he still is. Any chance at all that Gilman comes in as GM? I would love that, Seek. I really like Gilman a lot. But we'll see. But I did really like him a lot. Lucas Clay, I've heard preliminary studies coming in on this new variant, and it does appear at the moment, it doesn't appear to be as aggressive as before. Yeah, I've heard that it's easier to catch or spread, but the symptoms aren't as bad. But that's just what I've heard. Jason was at the game. Once they scored the first goal, you knew the feeling was in the air for a comeback. I hate to say I called it, but even a tie to go to OT would have been great. No, don't hate to say. If you called it, that's awesome. Call more things. Call more Canucks wins. Alfred, with the Canadian and federal government just announcing international travel restrictions, including U.S., how does this affect pro sports, especially the leagues with teams from both countries? Yeah, that's a good point. We're going to have to wait to see what the NHL says about it, how they react to it. Alfred, that's a good question. I don't know the answer. Shannon, thank you for the donation, Shannon. Canucks, let's give Shannon some love. Canucks looking great at 5 wins in a row. This people greeter is doing well, just like the Canucks. It is like I got a new coach also. Good Canucks and people greeter, Shannon, Charlie, and Rob. Shannon is indeed a week into her job as a people greeter at Walmart and doing very well. That's great, Shannon. Thank you very much for the donation. You guys are very generous tonight already. That's good. Bruce, was there supposed to be a meeting today with the NHL and players whether or not to go to the Olympics? Yeah, I thought there's going to be two. There's one conference call this week and one conference call next week. Edmund says, Green is a good guy, but not for this team. That's fair. You think Jets will fire Maurice? How bad are the Jets doing right now? They are... Yeah, they're 4-5-1. They've fallen to 5th in the Central. Yeah, maybe. They're technically under 2 games under 500 as well. No, they're not. Sorry, they're 3 games over. My math was very bad. I don't know. Maybe not yet, Edmund. Lucas says, announcement was not a ban, but a recommendation. Gotcha. Christopher, did you hear that Jim Rutherford thinks that Bruce Boudreau is a perfect pick for a coach and they have been friends for a long time? Yes, I heard that. And it makes sense they've been friends. They look the same. They look like they're the same age for sure. Let's go Woo. Not sure if he's going to come up. You said OEL twice and forgot about Hughes. Oh my. How could I forget about Hughes? Yes. Now that makes sense. So let's try that again. OEL, Hughes, Myers, Burrows, Juleson. They need a Rathbone and a Bowie up here, perhaps. Thank you, Seek. I can't believe I did that to Quinn. Fangirl, wish I could go to a game soon, but in case on the rise, I can't risk. No, it doesn't make sense to risk it yet, Fangirl. Lucas Gorsh, another Lucas. Nice. Quick question. Can the success stick for the Canucks? Why do you think they are so hot right now other than bringing Bruce? I think, so yes, I do think they can keep this up. I really do. And I think everything relates to Bruce because Bruce brought in a new system. He brought in a new forecheck, a new way of penalty killing, and those systems have led to increased confidence by our best players. So it all does indeed go back to Bruce. Travis, when is the 365-day live stream? Can you imagine that? A year-long live stream? I'd have to have a really good battery on my camera. Justin, with the Flames, well, I see another donation. You guys are being very generous tonight. Lucas Clay, someone who's seeing paranoia about this pandemic. Have you taken time off social media, especially Canucks Story, to catch your breath and keep your sanity in check? Great question, Lucas, but no. For me, I don't need to take that break from a standpoint of it hasn't gotten to me yet. I'm not saying it won't, but so far, so good. But thank you for the donation, Lucas, once again. Justin, with the Flames COVID situation, only 6 active players, not positive. Do you anticipate or worry season shutdown or bubble scenario again? Something like 30 additions to the protocol in the last 2.5 days. Yeah, Justin, it has crossed my mind, especially if we see another team or two get in this situation. So I am concerned. I really am. Breakfast Club? Yes, Edmund. Jaskran, do you see Hughes being in the All-Star conversation? If not, who else could you see? I think the 3 candidates would be Demko, Miller, and Hughes. Demko, Miller, and Hughes have been the 3 best players for the Canucks. Hello, Marcus. And Marcus says Demko better make All-Star. Beastmode, how would you feel if the Canucks hired Mark Hunter? I don't know enough about him, to be honest with you, but I see Beastmode, a lot of people saying that it wouldn't be their first choice. I must admit, I got to read a bit more about him for sure. RP88, hi Clay, what do you think of the quality of play we're getting from Podkolzin? Is it better than what you expected before you joined the roster? You know what's funny? I actually had really high hopes. Many of you guys remember that prior to the season I was saying he could probably take Hoglander's spot or at least challenge Hoglander's spot. Then Podkolzin had a really slow start to the year for sure. But he has been awesome. He has been so good. I love everything I've seen from him. I'm very impressed by him. He plays big. He's actually a decent skater. And he's got some really nice moves and some really good hands. I love it. I love it. Baby Shark FMD. For San Jose. Alfred, Gilman gets hired to Canucks. I guess it would be a treat for Horvat because he was part of the regime that drafted him. Yeah, I do like Gilman a lot for sure. Tony Ken, see a bubble. Will we beat the Sharks? Of course. You know, guys, for Canucks week at a glance, I am now 8-1. I went 4-0, then I went 3-1. No, I went 3-0, then I went 3-1, and now Yeah, I'm 7-1 now for week at a glance. You can see my things here. So tomorrow I have them beating San Jose 2-1. Contrap, do you miss Travis Green's putting lines in the blender immediately during the game? You think this might be one reason why the Canucks were playing well? The first 20 games, you probably meant weren't playing well. Yeah, I think it's a bit of that, but that's not the whole thing for sure. Because Boudreau, if you play well, then you don't have to mix the lines. I don't blame Green for mixing lines if he's trying to find combinations that worked. But yeah, I kind of like the consistency that Boudreau has gone with. But Green was trying to find combinations. He was getting desperate for sure. For sure. Dogwood doesn't like I'm still standing. NHL Canucks feeling we're going to win against the Leafs. That would be awesome. Brian kind of hoping that they don't go to the Olympics, but sort of want them to go to the Olympics. That's fair. I think a lot of people are like that. Power play looks different too. Yes, they are moving the puck and shooting more. Chris, thoughts on the play of Tyler Myers and the new coach? I think he's been great except for the Winnipeg game. I think he's been great. Yep. Worth the money. It's hard to be worth $6 million, but he's been a lot better. Yeah, and he's eaten up a lot of minutes with Ekman Larson out until recently, with Hamnick out, and now with Pullman leaving midway through the game. I heard that under Bruce Boudreau, the penalty kill is 80% and the power play is over 30%. That would make sense. See, if the NHL doesn't go Olympics, what happens with the women's national team roster? Do they find Canadian players playing overseas? Would hate that team. Canada without gender. Yeah, I don't know what they would do. That's a good point, Seek. I admittedly haven't thought about that just yet. Dwayne, no one has said anything about the fact that Benning's vision was correct. However, the coaching let him down. After all, these are all Benning's players. Yeah, but drafting is only one part of it. It's also free agency and signings and trades. But I hear what you're saying. Garland for All-Star. I think, Trevor, I think he could be a dark horse. But he doesn't get the same love as, say, Miller, Demko, and Hughes. Are you concerned, Jaskrin says, if Canucks hire Jason Botterill? Yeah, I don't want them to hire Botterill. But I don't think they're going to be in a rush. Lucas says, would I be open to a return to the World Hockey Championship? Absolutely, yes. I enjoyed that. Just no gimmicky teams, though. Just go countries, not Team Europe and under 21 or Young Guns. You think Podkolzin can get maybe 15 goals? I do. What's he at right now? Podkolzin is at 6 goals and 2 assists. Yeah, I think he can get to 15 as he gets better, for sure. Travis Green, will we have trouble unloading the Dickinson and Pearson contracts this summer or next season if their play keeps up? Dickinson has looked better. No, we won't have trouble unloading them from a standpoint if we can always trade them. It's just, are you getting fair value back? I guess that's what you're asking. No, I think there's always going to be takers for guys like that. Is Podkolzin what we wanted out of Virtanen, says Chris. Yeah, I think that's fair. Bruce, Green didn't play Podkolzin enough. Bruce Boudreau's been playing him in a lot and paying dividends. That's true. Green was quite stingy with his ice time sometimes. Seek, did you see Handy and Danny and Dolly rubbing Podkolzin's start into Don Taylor's face this morning? Oh, Henderson and Dolly, since Taylor's a Caulfield fan. No, I know he's a Caulfield fan. I didn't see that rubbing it in his face. That's pretty funny. Lucas, I think a bubble is a bad idea again. Hurts employees big time. League doesn't want to do it again. Edmund, what? Gilman fired by Benning, and Gilman was part of the Gillis regime? Yes, it was Gilman and Gillis together. Say Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it is. Jason, everyone hit the like button. Yeah, Jason knows what he's talking about. Not just because he's a sponsor. Everyone hit that like button. Gary, I love pods, Petey and Garland. I think that will help Petey a lot. Would you agree? Yeah, they've been good. Garland's a good speedy guy. Podkolzin gives him some muscle. I think that's a really good line, actually. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Benning fired Gilman after the two supposedly clashed over Cassin being traded. I did not know that. Clifford, hey Clay, do you think OEL has been bad or no? No, I think he's been good. Jimmy, are you going to be at both Canucks games this weekend? Only going to the Toronto game, not going to the Arizona game. Only the Toronto game. Jaskran, you would definitely want to go to the Olympics if you want to grow the sport, but is it worth risking staying in China for 3 to 5 weeks? Yeah, and I'm hearing more and more that players don't want to do that. Edmund, I think Cassian could have done well if he showed signs he could, but I think Canucks gave up on Cassian too quickly. Yeah, and there are some off-ice issues with Cassian as well. Benning left major holes in PK and defense. Yeah, he didn't construct the roster that great. I think Halak might play against Arizona. Yes, in fact, Boudreau said as much. They said they knew Halak was going to play in a back-to-back. Let's say it was always going to be Demko, Toronto, Halak for Arizona. But then if the team's tired on a back-to-back, you don't want to kind of punish your goaltender. So that's why they played him last night as well. So instead of just coming in cold for the back-to-back, they actually played him last night first. Yeah, Lieb, I expect more offense out of Ekman Larsson as well. Ernest, do you think as the team has the most balanced top 3-4 lines even compared to the West Coast Express era in 2011 team? I don't know. That 2011 team, though, you had the Sedins with Burrows, you had Kessler, Higgins, and Raymond, and then you had some like Malhotra and Hansen on the third line. That was pretty good, too. Do I think Halak could get traded? You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that today because you could trade him. He's only on a 1-year contract. You can trade him at the trade deadline to a team who's going to make the playoffs for sure and maybe get something decent back. But Kozin and Pettersson, Ovi and Backstrom. a Russian and a Swede. Hearing Gavrikov was left behind at the hotel by Columbus. Apparently they kicked him off the roster since they were not happy with him letting Garland bring the Canucks back in the game last night. Did not know that. Travis Green, will Podkolzin be better this season than Jake Furtado was in any year as a Canuck? This season? Pretty close already this season, but for sure over the next 2 or 3 years. Thanks, Adam, for hitting it. Okay, you know, just because I'm such a funny guy, I mean, because I don't know any better. Oh, Chungus is the fat big Bugs Bunny. Okay, so I can say the name now. Big Chungus says, Clay, I got to go, but I just want to say your channel is so wholesome. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Shannon, hey, Clay, are you worried whoever comes into the GM will make trades? Any idea who's going to be GM? No, that's the big question, Shannon. I'm not worried because they will have to make some trades eventually, especially if we're not battling for a playoff spot. But yeah, I've heard Gilman, Scott Mellenby, Chris McFarland, Eric Tulsky, all different guys, Jason Botterill. So we'll see what happens. I don't know who it's going to be, though. I think Rutherford is going to take his time. Thoughts on the return of the GM position of Mike Gillis to the Canucks? I think that ship has sailed. I think he's too polarizing. RP, have you heard anything about how Petro is doing with Abbotsford, and do you think we would consider using him as a bargaining place in a big trade deal? Honestly, you're not going to get too much from him right now because he hasn't really proven anything. I think he's doing okay, but I don't know for sure. But I think they're grooming him to get some time under Demko start as early as next year. But really, his trade value isn't that high right now. Do you wish Canucks now would have kept Jug Brackett? I thought it was a big loss at the time, but yeah, kind of moved on pretty quickly immediately. See, speaking of Cassian, do you think we win against the Flames had he been in the lineup? Cassian and Dorsett versus Ferland. Yeah, he might have made a bit of a difference, but I don't know. Calgary ran over us for sure. Jason, the Gillis-Gilman era is over. Rutherford will bring in who he's familiar with for sure. That makes sense. Gerp, do you think Myers is playing more aggressively and confidently under Boudreau? Yes. And you see him jumping up in the play and almost not being afraid to make a mistake. I do like Myers' game in the past 2 weeks for sure. Brian says we're going to win in San Jose, but he's not going to get the score. Edmund, if we trade a lack, does that mean DiPietro's backup? Yeah, but not for this season. I think the Canucks would go find someone cheap. I don't think DiPietro's ready yet. Yeah, Jay, some bad trades in there for sure. Lucas Clay, considering the KHL has been trying to push the Kunlun as a Chinese proxy team, if these Olympics fail to perform, could you see the KHL bolting from that market? Yeah, I know. They kind of did that with their whole eye on these Olympics. That's going to be an interesting story to watch for sure. Great point. Lucas, I don't know the answer to that, though. Is Rathbone still sick? I'm not sure. Mike, what's going on? Hello, Mike. Edmund, I think Rutherford being an outsider probably has seen the mistakes Benning has made in the past. That's a great point, Edmund. Seek, don't forget Samuelson. Yes, of course. Too bad he got hurt in the playoff run. Yeah. Really miss him in Hamhuis. Do you think we win the cup? Yeah, I forgot about Samuelson, but I definitely think we win if Hamhuis is in the lineup. I really do. The first change that Rutherford makes, I presume you mean on the ice. I think he's going to trade for another defenseman. I don't know who he's going to trade or what he's going to trade, but I think that's the first move he makes. How do you feel about Juleson? I didn't get to watch the game in depth, Lieb, so I need to watch the game again, or watch him in another game before I have a good opinion. What jersey number would you wear if you were to play in the NHL? Very good, Ernest. Great question. Number 8. I'd be Connor Garland because that is my favorite number. That's the unit of our house. That is the wedding anniversary. Gail and I got married on July 8th. So I've always liked the number 8. Adam, Jason Botterill would be the biggest buzzkill. That would harsh your vibe. Travis, do you think Rathbone will be dealt in the future after he proves his worth? We already have Quinn, and traditionally teams with too many small defensemen don't really win cups. I don't know. Rathbone, to me, he's got so much potential. So it's early. I'm not saying you're giving up on him. It's early to say. But yeah, if you're lacking size and a different type, you could say you already have even better version of Rathbone in Hughes. But part of me wants to keep both of them and see how just be a very offensively driven team. Fire Botterill chance. Wow, I didn't know Victor Persson has 11 points in 21 games. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Jaskran, in that Penguins game, if the fan didn't throw the jersey, do you think the coach and GM would have been fired later? No, I think they were trying to ever since November, and they finally pulled the trigger. Oh, Seek thinks they might get a defenseman on the waiver wire. Yeah, Sutter only has a 1-year contract, and then Pearson, Jason, yeah, he's still got a couple more years after this. Derek Clay, do you think the COVID outbreak will affect the Flames in the standings when they come back? Very possibly, and you don't wish that on them because of that, but I don't know how you can come back and not have it affect you. Miller is great, but that also means he has great trade value. Yeah, Gary, I've talked about that many times before. If they trade him to a team, he's a steal. 5.25 for 2 playoff runs. The Canucks could get a lot for that. Edmund, I doubt Rutherford will make panic moves like Benning did to help cover the roster. Remember how Petro had to play and wasn't ready for San Jose? That was on Benning. Yeah, they didn't manage that situation that well, Edmund. That's a good point. Mike, I think if Rome never got suspended, yeah, we're missing both Rome and Hamhuis. Kenny Powers, every player would get new K-Swiss skates. Jasker and Jason Botterill will ruin the franchise. No, you don't say not to be rude. That's fine. You say whatever you want. Hello, Duffman. Pakozin needs a Russian friend on the team. Well, I'm just glad it's not Tramkin. Lucas, no, I have not gotten my booster notification yet. I'm old, but I'm not old enough to get, I don't think it's my turn for a bit still. Edmund, I think Sutter would have been injured by now had he not had COVID symptoms. Yeah, that's a tough look for sure, but yeah, he's not the most durable guy. Have you been to any Abbey games? No, Travis. I'm going to go in January with my friend Jens, who used to be my Canucks season ticket neighbor, but I have not been to Abbey game yet. What kind of return can we expect for Pearson? Second rounder, I think. Seek, has anyone built a statue in Sidney Crosby's honor yet downtown? His goal was the final nail in the head for a Jimbo era. Yeah, that's funny. At first I thought you were talking about the Olympics, but now I get it. I hear what you're saying. Jason, lots of Botterill hate. Same initials, another GM with JB. I never thought about that. JB. When is Sutter coming back? He's injured every year. Yeah, he still has long haul COVID symptoms. He might not come back this season, which is crazy. Alfred, Canucks on a roll, fly to tank. I can say that because I'm not talking about, actually doing it. For some shark tales, Now let's go for 6. Nice. Canucks on a roll. Fly to tank for some shark tails. Now let's go for 6. Love it. Great haiku. Great haiku, Alfred. Good job. Get OV for pods. Sick. Does Podkolzin remind you of the honey badger to some extent? Nah. I've never made that comparison actually, Seek. Manpreet, do you think we will go into lockdown again? I think there's a good possibility, sadly. I was thinking about that today, actually, whether we're going to all be working from home again. Edmund, kind of surprised that Dickinson has been miscast as third line center. He's not bad, but he's not a great bottom 6. Yeah, we'll see. He's definitely playing better in the past week or so. Fangirl, thoughts on PD's play since Boudreaux took over? Better, not amazing just yet, but getting better every game for sure. A lot better than it was under Green for sure. Jasker, a lot of 7th round picks looking good recently. Aiden McDonough, Jacob Truscott, Victor Pearson. Yeah, I'm really excited about Aiden McDonough. Do you think we can beat the Leafs? RP at 8, I do. Although in my week at a glance, I had the Canucks winning 3 games this week. I had them beating Columbus, I had them beating San Jose and beating Arizona, but I couldn't just say 4-0. So, I mean, I do think that Leafs game is going to be very tough. Of all players, I wish Ferland panned out. Me too, Sebastian. That's too bad. Travis, is Chason worth a late round at deadline day? Absolutely. Absolutely. Get anything you can for him. Jason, it's crazy how the Oilers have lost 6 in a row. Every team will go on a winning and losing streak throughout the season. I agree with that, Jay. Ernest, would you be surprised if JR traded away Hoglander for some help on D? I'd be very surprised. I don't want him to trade Hoglander or Podkolzin, although they'd be very appealing. Jim Benning. Someone tell Chafoy pack stuff again and like stuff. Edmund, fair to say Besser has improved the most from Boudreaux so far? Yeah, I'd say Petey and Besser are the 2 that stick out to me for sure. Lucas says BC would not go into lockdown. Seek says Jimbo's in the chat. Yes, with a new name, Jaskran. If Canucks win versus the Leafs, that means we can definitely make the playoffs. I would say we are contending. Yeah, it's a great measuring stick. Lucas, thank you for the donation. Clay, in regards to the Flames outbreak, Irfan Gaffar, the Flames outbreak in Calgary, only a couple of people became decently sick. Beyond that, most guys didn't have any real symptoms. Yeah, and that's the thing with this. If it's the Omicron, it's easier to catch, but the symptoms aren't as bad. But thank you very much for the donation, Lucas. Appreciate it. Jason, if they go huge, go 4-0 this week, should Clay do a giveaway? That's a great question. So Jay's saying if the Canucks win all their games this week, should we do an impromptu giveaway? What can Canucks get for Podkolzin? Well, if you're giving away a first rounder, I think you want to get a first rounder, but his trade value, that's based on potential. His trade value right now is probably still not high. Favorite player on the Canucks? I'm leaning towards Garland. Yeah, I really love the way he plays. Horvat's always been my favorite player, but Garland is certainly moving up there for sure. Mike says, after AV, Bruce is my favorite Canucks coach. Well, after only 5 games, that's cool. Sebastian, Clay, the Besser shrug is so evident. He shrugs his equipment all the time, like a twitch. I haven't really noticed. Jasker, what Canucks could get for Demko if you ran the request to trade? Oh, you get a first rounder for him for sure. Maybe more. First rounder and a player, first rounder and a prospect. At least. Yes, Jim Benning, Le Spectateur, your name is very nice. You are very talented in French and bonjour stuff. Lucas says, never went into lockdown. We are much better positioned in the country. Vaccinations. Jason, if we go 9-0, that's insane. That would be insane. For sure. For sure. Lieb, either he said that every team will get on a losing streak this year too. Too bad the Canucks already went through one. Only winning from now on. I'll take that. What's the most memorable goal you ever watched live in person? Burrow slaying the Dragon, 2011, first round, Game 7. I was at that game, and that was the most stressful game I've ever been to. Dogwood, I believe experts hoping that Omicron will make this pandemic endemic. Contagious, minimal symptoms, just like herpes, shingles, chickenpox. We'll absorb and move on. Yeah, that makes sense. Aiden, there's a reason why I don't think we're going to win tomorrow. Tell me why. Seek, I think we can get a first, a prospect, and a young goalie for Demko. Yeah, although I know we're just talking hypothetical, of course. Fangirl, what do you think Boudreaux said to get the comeback going? I think he just said, you guys are better than this. That he keeps talking about, just telling the players, you guys are good players. I believe in you. Duffman, who do you think will win the Stanley Cup, Clay? This year, I think Florida has a chance. I think Colorado still has a chance. They're rounding into form a little bit. Hot on the heels of Minnesota. Don't think anyone from the Pacific. Yeah, anyone of Toronto, Florida, and Tampa could do it. Not sold on the Rangers yet, although they're playing very well. So maybe Florida, Tampa, or Colorado are my 3 picks. Holy, where did time go? It's 10:47 already. Vidal, Pogimo, what's up? Looking slim, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Trying my best. Although I ate a lot of sushi tonight. Austin, Sharks game predictions. Canucks win 2-1. Jasper, Canucks have a string of tough opponents at the beginning of January. Thoughts? Yeah, that's why we got to make hay, make way, make clay, make anything in December. But yeah, they have tough opponents: Washington, Florida, Carolina. Mike, that was against the hated Blackhawks. Yes, indeed. They'd taken us out of the playoffs 2 straight years prior to that. Bruce, there it is, and a jersey giveaway if they go 9-0. Okay, you heard it here first. We're giving away tickets if the Canucks go 9-0, so they got to win the next 4. I mean. Do you think Horvat will retire as a Canuck? I have a feeling RP88 that he, out of all the guys, he has the best chance to, but very rare. Bruce, with the Redskins and Cleveland Indians changing their name, do you think Chicago will change their team's name? I think eventually I could see that happening. I'm going for Florida as well. Yes. Sebastian, if we give up any forwards in a trade, I'd be the least upset about Besser. Tough to say still. Yeah. But you got to look at his contract situation too. Seek likes Carolina. Travis, sorry, I'm not that smart. What exactly is endemic? It's I think it's kind of like what it sounds like. I got to look it up right now. Yeah, disease or condition regularly found among particular people in a certain area. And so complacency is endemic in industry today. So that using in a sentence. So basically, it's going to say it's more commonplace. Jasker, Minnesota may be first in the standings, but they don't seem scary. Yeah, I agree with you. How disappointed are you about the Dalan for Linus Karlsson? Yeah, Ernest, I give it a thought for a couple minutes and then I move on. I don't dwell on it. But yeah, it'd be nice to see. It would be nice to have Dalan doing what he's doing with us for sure. Ernest Clay, did you hear about the Batman is talking with the Premier of Quebec about a team? No, I did not know that. Thank you. Not going a 4-2 prediction. No, Sick, I've moved away from it. In fact, for this week, I predicted 3-2 Columbus. 3-2 over Columbus. I was close. It was 4-3. I predicted 2-1 over San Jose. I predicted a 4-3 loss against Toronto. And then a 4-1 win against Arizona. No, I didn't see Louis go. Someone else asked about it. I will watch it later. Brian, I'm with you about Colorado. Bruce, there it is. It's Bruce's first road game and the fan base is powerful. I see what you're saying. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It is indeed Bruce's first road game. Yes, Clifford, there's that. Boudreaux has that reputation of that F-bomb scene in the locker room for sure. Seek, do you think what got the team going last night was Bruce and Miller having an F-bomb wrap off in the first intermission? Yeah, I think the Canucks, didn't they tease footage of mic'd up with Miller? That's going to be awesome. Hey, Clay, have you given a prediction on the Canucks versus Sharks game? Yes, Daz Money. 2-1. 2-1 Vancouver. Who's your favorite player from the Canucks? Right now it's Bo Horvat. Yours is JT Miller. That's cool, Liam. What do you think the Oilers' loss is? Yeah, they missed Mike Smith. Hey, Boogie, I thought I was getting those Windows notifications. Oh, did you hear some sound or something? Would love to see the Blackhawks do something similar to Portland in the WHL. Wicked logo and tasteful too. Chris, I really hope they don't trade Bessie, my favorite player on the team, giving away a 30 goal scorer. Yeah, that's true. Are we moving to Ask Me Anything? In a few minutes, Lucas, in a few minutes. Still got hockey questions we're going through. Jason, Alex Burrows, minus the annoying chirping. Is Linus Karlsson eventually going to make the line? I doubt it, Jasker. I've heard little about him. Oh, 21 points in 27 games, though. I did not know that. Bruce should have some insider info on San Jose Tax. I don't know about insider info, but I don't think he's scared about going on the road. What team do you think will fall back to earth, Flames or Oilers? I think both. We're seeing the Oilers fall back to earth now. Flames might not crash as hard despite the COVID. Lots of Canucks fans of Canadian San Jose, absolutely. If we beat the Leafs, it's huge. I agree, Lieb. Seek the fact that Edmonton misses Mike Smith goes to show you how good of a team they are. I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're not great. Aiden, F-bomb is needed with Green around. Justin, did you hear Canucks Army is selling Bruce there his t-shirts too? No, I did not know that. And are they different than the Canucks ones, Justin? I'll have to look that up. Interesting. Where we see the Canucks play Phil DiGiuseppe over Chason. I sure hope so. I thought he had a great preseason. Which Canuck has the best celly? I like Garland's. I like Horvat's. I like both of them. Jasper and Oilers aren't as good as we think because they're not very good 5-5. That's fair. I'm superstitious about predicting. I don't believe in superstition. Just go ahead and predict, Brian. Chris, even though he missed on the breakaway, I still love Tyler Mott. He's good on the PK, but the guy can't do a breakaway to save his life. Well, he doesn't know how to deke, so he just shoots, and the shot's not good enough. I like him as a player, but he's just not very dangerous on breakaways, and he gets a lot. Is the next members only next year? Yes, it'll be in January. Yes, the Canucks did call up DiGiuseppe yesterday. Not biased, but I think trading Miller would be a mistake. No, that's fine. You don't have to say you're biased. That's fine. All right, guys, let's do 2 or 3 more minutes of Canucks hockey-related Canucks questions, and then we'll move to Ask Me Anything to wrap up. 5-1 win tomorrow. Nice seek. Do you see the Blackhawks against Capitals? Hawks won 5-4, but also got 3-34. That's nuts. What's your favorite Canucks mask of all time? Ooh, I never thought about that. I like some of the longer ones, but I'm actually not a big mask guy. Tyler Mott is dangerous in playoff breakaways. That's fair. Reaction Club. Do you think Flames will crash when they come back? Like the next, I think it's a good possibility. Derek Clay. How ironic. Edmonton, Vancouver went after former Bruins 2011 executives, and both of them are out of a job. Yes, Shirelli and Benning. Jaskran, why do the bottom 6 just shoot? It's not bad, but if you won't work, you eventually have to learn how to deke. Yeah, but that's why they're bottom 6, because they're not the most skilled. Canucks Conversation Podcast says Canucks Army has the shirt. Gotcha. But what I'm saying is, do they design their own that's different than the team store? See, Tyler Mott is good at deking if you take the goal where he deked around Petrangelo. Yes, but that's only one. Favorite Canucks moment in history? Well, so many. But having seen it, maybe Burrow slaying the dragon. Canucks win 4-1, says Mike. Sebastian Bruce B makes me giggle. Nice. RP, do you think Garland will actually get into a fight? Perhaps. Do I think he'll win? No. Leah, there are a lot of shocking teams in the Pacific Division. Yes, and teams coming back to earth. They made a different shirt. Gotcha, Jay. Edmund, I think Boudreaux secretly likes a chance. How could you not when you're doing a good job? Yeah, and I've asked before. I don't even know if he actually knows the song. He was old enough to know it, but does he actually know it? Are you excited about Christmas? Do you hang lots of lights? Excited about Christmas? Moderate amount of lights. What's your favorite Canucks logo, including alternates? Black skate. Flying skate on black. Jason Vanderbeek's version is based off the song or movie. Gotcha. All-time Canucks starting lineup. Bure with the Sedins, Oland, Edler, Luongo. See, there's also the one where Mott deked around Shesterkin. Keep going, Seek. I'll take all the examples you got. I haven't seen anything this year. Travis, what rule do you think would ruin the game or takes away from it? I don't know. Some of the offside calls, but I guess they have to be done. Ernest, do you think it's easier to be third in the Pacific than being a second wildcard spot? Yeah, in theory it could be, because second wildcard, then you're playing against the top team of the two divisions versus the second. So that's why you want to finish higher. What's your prediction for Besser's contract next year? 3 at 7.5, 7.75. Did Jimbo leave? I don't know if you mean the chat. Yeah, there it is. They've been playing it a little bit. That's cool. Do you think they should add Bruce? There it is after the goal horn. No, I think let it be more organic. I love black skate, but I need white skate too. You're looking like you need a haircut again. I know. What are you talking about? This has only been a week. And then it basically means something that eventually becomes harmless. 80% of people carry things like herpes, shingles, but essentially harmless until someone triggers it. Thank you, Dogwin. Eight of my favorite alternate logos, the white stick in the rink. Nice. I would like your thoughts if a player takes too many penalty and the other team scores. That player can't play the remainder of penalty time, but the team could have 5 skaters again. No. That really doesn't move the needle for me. It's a decent idea, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. So basically, you're just penalizing the guy for taking the penalty, right? If they get scored on, even if the team doesn't get penalized more. Jacob Vertana has 6 goals, 7 assists. Didn't know that. Black skate jersey last year. Nice. How often do you cut your hair? Every 3 weeks, Edmund. Which teams do you think finished top 3 in Pacific? Vegas, Calgary, maybe Anaheim, the way they're playing. Do you think we'll get another stadium series? Not with the Canucks. What do you think about eliminating the neutral zone and have the red line as the offside tag-up line? Just 2 large zones. Oh, create a lot more offense, that's for sure. Imagine a losing streak ends against Arizona. No. Erickson, Beagle, Roussel, and Boyd. No. Would you rather... All right, let's move into Ask Me Anything. It seems like we're going that way already. We're an hour in, so let's do 10 minutes of Ask Me Anything. So now, no more... Well, Gary, it's actually... I never formally moved it to Ask Me Anything. That's why people are still asking hockey questions. So right now, I'm dropping the hammer. From now on, no more hockey or Canucks-related questions. Let's go to true Ask Me Anything. Except for this, because I asked this before. Would you rather, with Prime Char, block a slap shot of him with no gear or get crunched in the boards and fight him? Ooh, crunching the boards. Oh, no, they were both bad. But his slap shot is so bad, it could kill me. So I'll go with boards and fight him. Oh, thanks, Justin. I'm not sure. Should I check now? What did you send me? Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I saw the van-based one because I thought I saw a guy wearing it at the game already, Justin. Interesting. Thank you. All right, let's go. Thanks, Brian. Fangirl was waiting patiently. Would you rather watch Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters or wait till it comes on Netflix? I'm not scared of the pandemic, but given everything that's happening, I'm in no rush either. I have a lot of other things to watch first, so I'll wait for Netflix. Do you think we'll have an outdoor game in Vancouver again? I doubt it. That wasn't really... Well, it wasn't even outdoor. It wasn't a smashing success, that's for sure. Hey, Clay, what do you think about this for a beer league baseball team named Wuhan Bats? No. Do you think there's a... sorry, Aiden, that's a hockey-related question. Favorite Christmas tradition? Now it's going to church. Before, I was watching Sports Page on Christmas Eve. Thank you, Brian. God bless you too. Ernest said we're number 8. Did you have sushi this week? Yeah, I had it tonight actually. Actually, I've had it 3 times. I had it all 3 days so far. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Scott, hi Clay with the... Hey Scott, sorry, you might be new here. No more hockey related questions, but for you, I'll answer it. I still think Green gets another job, but it might not be for a little bit. Quatra, will you ever let your hair grow out again, long enough for styling with bangs? Can't. Impossible. Look at me. No, those days are long gone. Clay, favorite Christmas song this Christmas? Do you listen to any podcasts? And if so, which one is your favorite? No, RP88. I actually don't listen to any podcasts. I'm obviously on with Canucks After Dark with Parker. I did a guest spot with Canucks Hockey Blog where I started my podcasting. Once in a while, I'll listen to portions of Vancast, Rink Wide, Canucks Conversation, but really, I don't listen to any podcasts regularly. Favorite Christmas song this Christmas? Favorite 2010 Olympic Winter Games memory? Gotta be the Golden Goal for sure. How many children do you have? 3. Sean, who's 20, Jacob, who's 18, and Kayla, who's turning 14 on Tuesday. Favorite sports? They're all competitive bowlers. right now. In fact, Jacob is a 2-time national champion. Sean played football and basketball. Jacob's a great bowler, and Kayla, good bowler, and plays both. Jacob and Kayla play volleyball as well. Go to karaoke song "Bust a Move" by Young MC. Debut Hunter liked the Wuhan Bats one. See, thanks for being here. Yes, see you Sunday night. Lucas Clay, do you think with the pandemic going, do you think China is to blame for this to happen? No, I will not. That's tricky. It's unfortunate that it started there, but is China to blame? Yeah, that's a trick. I'm not going to go there. That's a tricky one. Shannon, yeah, that's a tricky one, Lucas. I hear what you're getting at, but I'm not going to go there. Favorite Sega Genesis game? Ooh, still probably the NHL series. Other than the hockey, what's your favorite sport to play? It's bowling and volleyball. To watch, it's football. Eli, what's your thoughts on fried chicken, especially for Christmas Day? Heard that the tradition over there. What do you mean over there? I thought you live here. Heard that's the tradition over there. Fried chicken, especially. No, I don't. I've never heard of that tradition, to be honest with you. Coach Rob, do you ever go to Subway? I do. I get Italian BLT, meatball marinara, or the two that I like. Travis, what sport would you play drunk if you had to pick? Basketball might be fun. Oh no, that could be very dangerous. Not hockey because I already play like I'm drunk. Maybe basketball. Know how I think betting was going to go to. How's the cameo RSVPs coming along, Vidal? We have some requests for sure, but we're not recording them until Monday because that's Marie's, I think, out of town right now. So we're gonna do all of them on Monday, one shot, one day. Euling with the page. There you go, Clifford. Justin, any family New Year's plans? Do you stay up? Usually, we do stay up. We, jump around, shaking coins for prosperity, eating grapes to be healthy, and we go to mass either that night or the next day. But no big plans, Justin, just to be with family. Fangirl, any plans for a Christmas party this year? Likely not, given the cameos that we're doing. But if we have some time to kill on Monday when we film our cameos, I could see us whipping together a quick parody song. Happy Console Gamer, one of the nicest YouTubers from the Lower Mainland. No, Friendly Walker. I'll look that person up. Ernest, what kind of workout did you do to lose all that weight? It was a lot of core. Typical workout was core, legs, cardio, and upper body. But it's basically the eating. It's portion control, and its biggest thing is no carbs from dinner time on. So no rice, potatoes, anything, the noodles. No carbs from dinner on. Derek, favorite parody song you did with Marie? Oh, so many. How Sweet It Is was pretty fun because I got Pedersen noticed us. That was a good one. I don't know. I like our Bruno Mars one, Trevor for Treasure. But there are a lot that I liked. I really like our Skate one by Bruno Mars, the most recent one, because that was very difficult. I like a lot of them. Could you beat the Canucks at bowling? Oh, yeah, for sure. Do you have any family affected by a typhoon hitting the Philippines? Not that I know of, GoPro. Thank you for asking. My wife, Gail, probably would have told me. So not that I know of. Do you have a favorite online Christian speaker? I do like Francis Chan, Gary. I like him a lot. Tradition Japan. Oh, gotcha. I lie. Sorry. The fried chicken. I did not know that. Will you stream when we win tomorrow night? Yeah, Mike, that's kind of what I hinted. If it works out, I might stream tomorrow night, but I'm not sure. Debut Hunter, you don't drink coffee, hey, but you're a tea guy. No coffee, no tea. Neither, Debut Hunter. James, KFC is actually a Christmas tradition. There you go. Thank you, James. My YouTube consultant. Kel, what type of Western dish do you consider to be a traditional for Christmas? Western dish? Yeah, we don't actually have that considered for Christmas. Do people eat turkey on Christmas? I know Thanksgiving, obviously, but do they do it on Christmas as well? Maybe turkey? Chris, the best sport to play drunk, if you call it a sport, is darts. A little dangerous. Any updates for Zoom interviews? Not yet, Edmund. You'll be the first to know. Immediately on the back burner for now. Travis, when you say no carbs for dinner on, does that include no carbs for dinner? Yes. So no carbs. So I can eat carbs for lunch, but I don't eat carbs for dinner or in the evening. It's been so good, Travis. It's been so good. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for being here. Ernest, no carbs, so no sugary drinks too. What do you drink then? Yeah, from dinner time on, it's just water, except what you see tonight. I sometimes still have a treat, but I try and drink as much water as I can. You get NHL 22? Not yet, Edmund. Chris, I almost eat turkey on Christmas and fish on Christmas Eve like a lobster. Nice. People have turkey at Christmas. Edmund, were your kids into Pokemon? No, they weren't. In regards to carbs, does your trainer allow you to eat, say, quinoa? Yes, I just don't because I don't like the taste. Mike, hopefully the next Zoom interview will be a short house. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right, guys, I think it's time to wrap up. It's been great. It's been a very quick 70 minutes or so. So as I wrap up, I will say a couple of things, a couple of announcements. Thank you for being here. Next live stream will be a Sunday night at 10. But I think I shouldn't say only if the Canucks win, but if I can move a couple things around, I might do a quick stream tomorrow night, but we'll see. So just stay on top of my notifications or my community board, and you'll see tomorrow if I did, maybe about an hour or so after the game. But I'll let you know. I'll see how I'm feeling. Generally, I haven't done a lot of post-game live streams because of work, school, or church or bowling. But tomorrow is one of those rare nights where I'm not at the game because it's an away game, and I don't have to study or have any meetings. So potentially could do it tomorrow for sure. Oh, by the way, I won't read any more comments, but as you leave, maybe type in your score prediction for tomorrow night, Vancouver against San Jose. So yes, Sunday night at 10 p.m. for sure, but maybe tomorrow night if I can move a couple things around. The Zoom member chat is trending towards Monday and not Sunday because Sunday night is the Canucks game, and then I put a vote up on my community tab. So if you are a franchise Hall of Fame hero or legend, and you want to participate in this month's monthly Zoom call, make sure you vote on my community tab. Right now, it's 70% leaning towards Monday and 30% towards Sunday at 4:30. So those are your two choices: Monday at 8:30 or Sunday at 4:30. Check it out on my community page and make sure you leave your input there. Yeah, and on Friday, I'll be checking out Bruce and Clark cards and see if that's a good place for a meetup and a live stream down the road. So thanks, everyone, for being here. Thank you, moderators. Hopefully you didn't have to do too much tonight. Didn't look like it, but thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, sponsors, Van City Experts, Perform and Transform, Monkey 9 Brewing, and Gassy Jack Art. I appreciate you. And to all of you, I appreciate you being here. Do not take you for granted. And I'm excited about the community we are building here. So don't forget to like this video on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I think my battery just died. Well, I think you guys can still hear me though, right? If you guys can still hear me, I can still give you my joke. Awesome outro. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, good. So, yes, I still have to buy a new cable for my new camera that actually charges as I stream, or I got to make sure that the battery is full before I start streaming. Oh, by the way, isn't this kind of weird where you just see my goofy frozen face up there, but you can hear me talking? So I'm glad you guys can hear me. Okay, so subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video on your way out, and consider becoming a member or upgrading. But this is so weird. I can just talk. I can jump up and down. You guys don't even see what I'm doing. I could take off my shirt. Not that you guys would want that, But no, thanks indeed for being here. And we'll see if I can get to streaming tomorrow. Okay. So indeed, I do have a good joke for you. So stay safe, stay healthy. Yes, this feels like a radio show. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. It's pretty scary. A storm blew away 25% of my roof last night. Oof. Put in the chat if you actually understand that one. God bless and go Canucks go. Booyah.